like it's something. Being in a room when that shit's going on is insane. That was also at my peak fucking League of Legends too. The dark days of my life.
Worth it though, I'm sure.
Oh, 100%.
Hell yeah. Cool. Well, I'm just gonna like tweet this out and stuff now that everybody's coming in here. I was just gonna make sure we get that all going. Mako, what's going on?
Sweet.
We're live now. Just I don't know if I said that already, but we are live now. So
awesome.
If you wanted to get any any other comments, I can mute you. But
oh yeah, if at any point there's anything you need to say that can't be said live, tell us.
Understood. Good to know.
We've had people on the podcast before who are like, I don't know if I should talk about this live.
Yeah.
And then they start to talk about it, and we're like, stop, wait, you don't have to do this.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I'll definitely flag anything that
if
comes
you're like,
up.
hey, mute me real quick because I need to get this out, but I don't want anybody to hear it, I will let you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good to me.
And then people are going to see our
LD,
reactions.
Cole,
we're going to be like,
oh. I'm so glad JB got his internet back in Utah. Let's fucking go, dude.
Hell
also,
yeah.
you're perfectly welcome to swear on this show. I don't know, if swearing is your thing, you can. If it is not your thing, you are not obligated to. But yeah, I've had people ask and be like, "Oh, can I say that?" And it's always flattering. But yes, you can.
All right, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yes, exactly.
Love that.
Wait, guys, can I swear on this podcast after like 15 minutes of us just swearing the whole time?
And then you have like one of our really good friends, Iron Lords podcast, who are strictly clean. They're not clean in person, which is what fucked me up.
I know.
Sure.
Every time I talk to them, like we're dropping F-bombs left and right. But like I got on the show and I had no idea that they are like strictly a clean. It's like a 5-hour podcast too. I don't know how you go 5 hours without saying fuck, but I was like, that's all fine and good, but like I fucking hate that dev anyway. And they were like, whoa, like this was 5 minutes into the show.
I got 3 shits out across the whole
like,
5
we're trying
hours.
not to get demonetized. I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Fair enough.
They have like a pretty strong YouTube like live streaming algorithm, and he's like, dude, trust me, like if we get like one video demonetized, it's gonna just completely tank us. So I was like, my bad.
I love it.
All right, that's going in the Discord. Muck, I did I was trying to do some background research on you, and I found like an article you wrote about a league shoutcaster from like 10 years ago. So were you like a writer or like a journalist beforehand?
Oh, that must have been, man, that was like my stint right after college as like an esports like video journalist for some like random startup in New York that I think is now defunct, but
it was one of those like things that was reposted by like an NBC News affiliate or something like that. And was Mark like a journalist too?
Yeah. I was maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but I think now that it's like so back in the day post graduation, I was just like freelancing like a bunch and doing some like production work, and then there was this company that like reached out to UC Irvine, which is where I went to school, and asked if they knew of anybody who was like well versed in like video production and esports. At the time, I was maybe like less than a year into like actually like learning video production professionally, much less in tune with like the esports like scene at that time. I told him, I was like, yes, I know both of those things very, very well. I am the perfect guy to do it. And I think I worked that job for about like 8 months before switching to something else. But that one was really kind of like I was learning as I went for sure across the board. But yeah, that was a fun time.
Yes, of course, I am esports. I am.
Yes, man. Oh, dude, I've been following League of Legends for
That's
years.
an esport, right? That's an esport.
I love Super Mario Brothers.
Clash of Clans?
Yeah. It was funny because I was I grew up like a gamer, I would say, like, but most of the games that I played were like single player RPGs, like a lot of turn-based stuff, a lot of
That's my boy.
A lot of like JRPGs on like the PlayStation and stuff. So esports was like pretty new to me until like the tail end of my time in college. So at that time I was like, well, yeah, I know like gaming, and I've been introduced to esports because of my university. But I'm like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
so that was fun.
Honestly, that was me before like we started the show like 7 years ago. Like I did not know my ass from my elbow when it came to esports, and I've just picked up so much along the way. Both like listening to Bob scream about it, and just then getting into it, finding teams to hitch my horse to, and now I have FlyQuest. So
hell yeah, I love that.
All right, yeah, let's get right into it. We got the whole fucking gang is pulling up here. We got Coleman, Marco, Tiggy's in the chat, of course. JB live from WGG Global headquarters in Salt Lake City. That's just
it is known.
We've been lying about where we're from, so we don't dox ourselves for like 7 years, and we've always said Salt Lake City or like Kansas City. And now one of our oldest community members actually lives in Utah. So he's our Salt Lake City office manager, JB.
Yeah, he's at our ghost shell fucking enterprise, the empty warehouse
that's our
that we
ghost
have
kitchen.
in Salt Lake City.
Ghost kitchen. It's like Guy Fieri isn't really working out of the Bertucci's down the street from me, but sure tastes like it.
That's what matters, man.
He goes, shh. sorry, JB, sorry. We'll edit that part out. Sorry, we're not recording yet. East Wisconsin. Yeah, East Wisconsin. That's a big one, too. But yeah, we're moving the global headquarters to Wheeling, West Virginia. So we got
is that our next move?
Yeah, we're going to move. I'm in the process of moving all the inventory now. It's a pretty easy, it's like going into like the one of those smart cars. It's very low inventory.
They call it the friendly city, I hear.
That's what I've heard. Park Mom, what's good? Steve, Jess.
Parker.
Wow, Jess is in here. Hello, Jess. Let's see. Not terribly far from me. Can I apply? Yes, you can. Yes. Yeah. Also, like, I wouldn't mind some of my most Italian uncles moved down to like Clearwater Beach in Florida, and I feel like
that's the place.
If we did that, we could grow the chest hair out, get a couple more gold chains.
What do you mean? I already have the chest hair.
I know. Well, I'm saying I got to work on it. I think I got to shave my chest and get it growing again. It hasn't like.
I don't think that's how it
stopped
works.
growing. Yes, it does. Yeah, huh?
That's the Jerry Seinfeld
People
move.
told me that you had to shave your face to get your facial hair to grow, and I did it, and then I went from having only a chin strap to having this beautiful, even stuff.
Dom, that's called
must be nice.
It's called puberty, Dom.
Well, it happened a little late.
Some of us hit it at 8. Some of us hit it at 22.
Yeah, some of us hit it at 18.
I'm still waiting on the second puberty to kick in. I think it's coming soon. So I think that full facial hair will be able to start sprouting soon.
It's called a playoff beard. Now you got to grow a playoff beard out for FlyQuest.
You don't want to see me try, man. My follicle density is not where it needs to be.
Like the Paul Pierce type beard. I respect that.
Yeah, legit. Maybe even worse, but we try.
Jess said some of us can't connect our beards. Exactly. Hey, listen, some of you got the Paul Pierce syndrome, and that's totally fine. We respect that. Also, my dog is literally sleeping with this neon light right in his eye. I don't know why he's chosen to put his head right there, but I hope he enjoys green because he's going to be seeing it for the rest of his life. Miller,
I feel you.
You can move, dude.
So I got my dog right behind me too. She's just like chilling right in the corner, like can't really see her head, but she's kind of loafing it a little bit.
I saw like a little I was like, wow, that pillow's moving, and then I realized.
She'll probably pop up around soon.
All right, cool. Here we go. I'm gonna start recording.
All right, let's do this.
On this episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast, we have creative director of FlyQuest, Mark Urbino, joining us on the show. We're going to be talking about the Scale Up initiative. We're going to be talking about MSI. We're going to be talking about how FlyQuest is going to win Worlds and a whole lot more. All that and more on yet another absolutely diabolically handsome episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Let's go.
Man, that's a beautiful intro. Great. Oh, I mean, I'll say that like out loud, but yeah. Yeah.
Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. Your boy Papa Don. We're back live, direct, and handsome. Another Friday, Junior. The weekend is upon us. And if you're listening to this on Thursday, that means that we are right in between FlyQuest MSI victories. Taking the series from PSG yesterday, just a few short hours away before they roll T1. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we are just ready to get rolling into the weekend. The community is active. The chat is popping. The Sam Summers are flowing. My dog is sleeping. My son is sleeping. I am so happy. And I'm extra happy to be joined by my beautiful co-host, as always, back like he never left, undoubtedly angry about something, and sadly on the mend right now after a fresh 9 holes. You may recognize him from being top 60 in the world in the Gears 2 Wingman leaderboards, or from Masters Q and TFT. We're getting them out. We're getting them out there for challenges. Mark, I don't know if you guys got a little TFT roster, but I'm just saying, keep your eyes peeled. He's a horror connoisseur, but definitely and has absolutely never, ever once laid eyes, ears, hands, or tongue on anything anime related in his entire life. The only person alive who uses more dude wipes than I do, and I guarantee he can out bench press your favorite content creator. WGG founding father, my friend and yours, Dr. Bob. How are you,
So
sir?
true. It's so true. Guys, before we get into anything, let's play a little game. It's called How Broken is Bob? Come on, everybody. Come on down. How broken is Bob?
Let's hear it.
Take a
What's
while
behind?
guess at how many ailments and maladies I have today.
What's behind hospital curtain number 1, Bob?
Sprained MCL. We got a sprained MCL over here, everyone. From stretching before golf. Stretching. Everybody thought it's supposed to help your golf game. Nope, it ruins it.
MCL young boy.
Yep, that's me. Not very young anymore. Do you guys want to take a wild guess at what's behind curtain number 2?
Yeah, hold on, wait. Let me put the game show music on. Can you hear it?
No. No.
Can't hear it.
No.
Just hum it to us.
I got nothing. All right. What's behind door number 2?
Take a wild guess at what's behind medical curtain number 2.
Hemorrhoids.
That's been behind the curtain. That curtain's been open for a while. Everybody's known about that curtain. That's not a mystery.
I too am also behind that. Anyway, what is it?
Sinus surgery number 5 upcoming.
Hey, there we go.
This is gotta be like a yearly occurrence. This is like an annual surgery, right?
Every 10 years.
You are absolutely. You are just putting a beat down on those copays, huh? That deductible doesn't stand a chance.
Dude, my insurance company is screaming right now.
That's just, they're just like, Jesus Christ, this kid is too high risk. But I'm glad to have you here nonetheless with all of your various ailments. If you hear a bald eagle screaming and fireworks popping off while you're loading into platinum ranked Q and League, you already know that this man's coming and he's most likely locking in Heimerdinger before you can even blink. Uncle Sam's very own representative here on the podcast, amateur golf phenom, the Pedro Sanchez of military-based softball, uncredentialed MLB insider, and one Lucky Jinx cosplayer's future husband, Tiggy. What's up, baby?
How's it going, guys? How's it going? Fantastic to be here yet again. I say that every week, yet again, like I'm not going to be back next week, but great time. Had a great weekend. Excited to chop it up here with Mark, number 1 NA organization here, FlyQuest, and it's just going to be an awesome time. Super excited.
Best organization in the Western Hemisphere, I have been told.
That's just what the streets are saying.
That's
I've heard
what
that
the
too.
streets are saying. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what I heard.
I only ever listen to the streets, which is why all of my second opinions after my doctor's visits, I go to the streets.
That checks out.
They also said I am fucked.
Yeah. And of course, you already know that we always got illustrious guests every week, and this week is no different. Coming hot off the heels of a dominant first series win at MSI Play-Ins. He's been in the esports industry for over half a decade. Producer, videographer, writer, creative storyteller, esports awards panelist, and the creative director at FlyQuest. Please welcome, for the very first time, friend of the program, future friend in real life, Mark Urbino. Welcome, sir.
What's up, y'all? Thanks. I appreciate you inviting me. This is sick, and your guys' intros were like fucking fire. This has got me like
Thank you.
amped up, man.
Thank you. This is what gets me going. I never need an afternoon coffee on Thursdays because I know I'm gonna just start like gassing people up, and it gets me doing, going. So,
Hell yeah.
we're cooking here. We're absolutely cooking. I'm already. I gotta go crack another beer real quick. But Mark, how are you? How are the vibes right now at FlyQuest Global World Domination Headquarters? What's new with you? How's everything going?
I mean, everything's going great. I mean, we've been preparing for a while, like in regards to like our presence as MSI. It's our first ever MSI appearance as an organization, and I think our first international appearance in nearly 4 years. So we were definitely looking to make a splash and getting everything prepped in terms of like design and like content and like all this other stuff. Like we were just really excited to be able to open up with a big win. Now we've got an even bigger match ahead of us, man. That's going to be some really exciting stuff.
I mean, you
Back
had
on the international stage, and first time in 4 years, drop kicking the opponents as you walk onto the stage. Love to see
100%.
Yep. I mean, like the game was going. I woke up at I think it was 7 a.m. my time. Where are you based out of, Mark? Are you West Coast or?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay, so that was not.
Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not Los
Is what I
Angeles,
meant to say.
Nevada.
Nevada.
So it was like 7 a.m. my time when it started. That was right. I'm like getting the baby up. I'm feeding him breakfast, and I was like, oh my god, FlyQuest is on right now. Let's go. And threw it on the TV. I'm like ready to go. Fired up. Game 1. Beautiful. I'm like, this is a statement. They might never lose a game again, all including Worlds. Game 2, got a little nervous. Not gonna lie, I was like, woo, maybe the juices were flowing a little too heavy. They started kind of like they had to settle back in. But Game 3 was dominant. Game 3 was dominant, and you have Busio, who you have Masu, who is like, I don't know if the Rookie of the Year is an award.
It
is.
It is at the Esports Awards.
But if he's not,
yes.
If he's not up there, already in the consideration for the Esports Awards, Rookie of the Year, he needs to be because that kid is special. I mean, the whole team is special, but Masu especially, just a special player for sure. So but yeah, all good things. LD, breaking news in the chat, said he had a great sandwich. So happy for you, King.
Hell yeah. Nice.
He said, Dom, I'd show up at the gates of hell if you asked. And you know what? I might one of these days, so stay tuned. Mark.
I might make him my medical proxy. I have that much faith in him.
Same. 100%. So, Mark, we're going to do a little something that we call a weekend recap.
Damn, son, where'd you
And now,
find
I know
this?
that the title may sound confusing, but I promise it's very straightforward. We just kind of talk about what we were up to this weekend. You're free to include anything that happened before today. Any games that you've been playing. If you had if I don't know any FlyQuest watch parties or something that are happening around you. Anything you got up to, hung out with friends, whatever. What you been up to? What's been going on in Mark's world recently?
Man, what did I do this weekend? I think a lot of it was just like getting ready and getting geared up for just like our games. It was like crunch time. So all of like last week was like getting the jersey announcement out and all of that.
Yes.
On Saturday,
Absolutely incredible.
Shout out
by the way.
Carly.
thank you. Carly is
Killing it.
like
Cooking.
phenomenal.
Cooking.
I like truly always cooking. Like I was really excited by like the Atmos jersey that we put out at the beginning of this year, and I was like, man, like pretty experimental, pretty good reception. I think the reception to the MSI jersey was like in some ways like tenfold what we did at the beginning of the year, which we already saw as a success. So like Carly is like the best. But
It's
a
the
lot of
badge.
prep for that. Oh,
People
the badge,
need a badge
right
to
here?
kiss.
Hell yeah.
People need a badge to kiss.
100%. This one, it's a TPU transfer. It's like I don't think any other org is like really kind of like experimented with this type of material. So I mean, look, I'm just saying, we just got here and we're doing this. So
all right, so I just really quick want to ask you because I was because I ordered the large and the t-shirt and it fits great. Do you feel like
Yeah.
it's kind of similarly true to size for that? Because I'm torn between an L and an XL, and I don't know.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm wearing a large right now. What's cool is like, so I typically wear it like a little, like
Yeah.
oversized here.
Yep.
But what's really cool about this is like we have this like woven like
Ooh.
fabric for like for both the collar and like the sleeves, so it kind of like form fits like to your arm. So I think if you're wearing a large in the t-shirt right now, it should fit in a pretty like similar
Nice.
way.
All right.
Question.
So yes.
If I got a jersey, could I get it without the armbands? Because
All right.
they're not going to work.
All
shit.
right.
They're not
I
gonna
don't
work.
know. We might have to get a custom one.
We
For
got
you,
just
man. I don't know.
We got
Oh,
11
work.
minutes and 44 seconds into the podcast.
We're gonna have to hit Carly up for the custom silhouette
yeah,
for you, bro.
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely need it.
So, and also follow up to the follow-up question: when baby onesies? When? Because my son is 1
baby
years old,
onesies?
so can we get Carly
Okay.
maybe just a even like a one-off? I'll order them at the same time.
I'm putting it down in my Notion right now, brother.
Do it. I mean, I'm just saying.
I will get that sent over.
We have a co-founder of the website and podcast who is now a creative director of a CDL team, and
Okay.
I've been asking him for a baby onesie for a year since my son was born, and he still hasn't showed up at my door. So I'm like, his fandom, his esports fandom, is gonna go to somebody else. I'm not saying that he can be bought, but I can
Okay.
be bought. And
Okay. I mean, I feel like most people have their price. You know what I mean? And like,
Yes.
yeah, I feel that. Like
100%.
most people can be bought.
totally. But back to you.
So-
What else is new? What else is new in your neck of the
Yeah.
woods?
On Saturday, FlyQuest through our creative collective Metamorphosis, we put on an open deck community DJ event in LA, which was like super fucking sick. It was
Oh,
basically
shit.
we partnered with this this DJ duo called Retrofit from New York, and they do like these kind of events out in like the Bay Area, like Toronto, Mexico City, and stuff. And they were looking for a spot to do it in LA. It was basically like a friend of a friend of a friend who
Mhm.
connected us, and it was cool, man. You had like people from like the kind of like underground like DJ scene out in LA pulling up, asking what like what FlyQuest is, and getting up to speed there. And on the flip side, we had like people in like the gaming industry pulling up and saying like, oh, like I've never been to like an event like this. It was like pretty low key. We streamed it. I think there were like a total of like 8 or 9 DJs who like came to play, and it was super super cool.
Hell yeah.
It was a long ass day. It was like a 6-hour stream, and I was back there like doing the whole thing, which is why I had like the camera issues earlier today, because I was like plugging all my shit like back in, and then reconfiguring. But that was super cool. I think that took up like my Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I was just like piss chilling because
Just fried.
that kind of like wiped me a little bit.
All
But
right.
yeah.
All right, cool. I've actually never been to LA proper. I've been in that neck of the woods once.
Yeah.
And it was more like Santa Monica, like the pier and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like I was staying in that area, and I'm like, it's gonna take me 45 minutes to get to like LA.
Yeah, bro.
And I'm like, how big is? Why is it this big? And,
It takes up an entire side of the country. What
Yeah.
do you mean? It's the entire outer limit of a country.
I just,
What do you mean?
I mean, and this is coming. I mean, we live in a pretty decently big city too, and I just, but it's
Yeah.
obviously not the same size. I'll give you a hint. One of them is still in the NBA playoffs. The other one is not. But I mean, actually, wait. Well, I mean, we have the Clippers, right? Clippers are still in. aren't they?
Yeah, Clippers.
All right,
sorry.
so never mind. We're
Oh,
both
yeah.
we're both still in the playoffs. It's fine.
If we had 2 teams, both of our teams would be in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, we do have 2 teams in the playoffs, and one of them is in big fucking trouble. But anyway, but they're not in the NBA. That's in the NHL. Fine. Anyway, I digress. But that's great to hear. That's cool that you guys are putting on events like that, and also getting that kind of visibility.
Yeah.
Especially from like artists and DJs and stuff like that. Like I feel like a lot of esports orgs are trying to expand beyond just like gaming and esports and kind of like the more artistic side of things. And I know that you were working with 100 Thieves or like LA Thieves specifically for a while, so I'm sure that that's probably been some inspiration as well. It's not really about who did it first or who was talking about it first or whatever, but I know it's something that it's a trend in esports where like a lot of it is kind of here, this is something that's cool and also has like this unique distinct visual identity, and it's cool to see multiple orgs doing that where you're getting the word out even to people who might not even know what League of Legends is. So
Totally.
or you know, or any of the other programs or initiatives or games that you guys are involved in. So
What do you think is the more awkward conversation? The underground DJs that come up to you and are like, what is this League of Legends? Or your aunt at like a Christmas party. It's like, what do you do for work?
Definitely like the relative situation much more. It's like so much harder to get over that like barrier of like, yeah, I watch people play video games for a living and I make like content and like campaigns out of it versus like, you know, people like out here at least have a bit more, even if they're not super in tune, they like grew up with like games and like tech, like a little bit more savvy on that front. So yeah, I would say the latter for sure.
Definitely. Tiggy, what about you? What's your weekend been looking like? Jess, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. You absolute legend. Appreciate
Thank you.
Unreal, Jess. My weekend was fantastic. Played a little golf. My buddy Troy and I played in a little golf tournament Tuesday. Didn't win, but we ended up golfing somehow with Aaron Rodgers' cousin.
Probably a strange.
That was a little, you know, wasn't planning on that. This guy was absolutely massive, and I kind of made a joke to the guy he was partnered with, and I was like, this guy's like Aaron Rodgers if he just absolutely worked out every single day and didn't smoke weed, you know? And he laughed, and he's like, funny enough, that is Aaron Rodgers' cousin. No, I mean, he looked just like him, maybe 20 years older, absolutely ripped, probably 6'6", incredible. Not the best golfer, but he was very competitive and stuff, but that was a great time. Been playing some League of Legends, losing a little bit. Unlike FlyQuest, which is good. I actually ordered the new FlyQuest jersey last Friday.
Yeah.
Every day I check the shop. I'm like, please send. I'm so excited to get it. It looks so sick, and I'm so jealous of like everyone who has it. It looks incredible.
Marco, thank you for the gifted sub.
Yeah.
Marco gifted a sub to FlyQuest, so congratulations, FlyQuest.
Hell yeah.
On being our newest subscriber.
Incredible.
Yeah. That's
good.
Strategy right there. What else, Tiggy? Sorry.
That's perfect. And then last night I actually went to saw friend of the program, friend in real life, Michael Grove with the Dodgers. Went to the game last night, and
Nice.
Fantastic. Dodgers won big, and then I brought him Joe's Tacos. If you're in Arizona, Joe's Tacos makes the best tacos in the valley. Not Jose, it's Joe. And we snuck in. Actually, we didn't even sneak in. We just brought the food in. And I don't know if you can bring food to baseball games.
You just weren't stopped.
And yeah, no. Well, I even asked. I stopped myself. I went in. I had it all saran wrapped.
What are you doing?
In freezer bags. I'm like, am I allowed to bring this food in? Like, it's all in plastic bag. And they're like, oh yeah, food's great. Go in. And I was researching. I'm like, is this allowed?
Tiggy.
And someone on Reddit was like, dude, I legit brought a whole pizza one time.
Tiggy, you have so much to learn. This is crazy. You have so much. If you do anything confidently enough, the answer is yes.
Yeah,
okay?
100%.
Yes.
Like,
Well, next game, I'm walking in with a whole pizza box and a whole pie.
with your chest out and your chin up, and you're carrying it on one hand.
Thunderfist,
I'm
thank you
doing
for the
that.
follow. Appreciate you.
Yep. I might bring in two. Who knows? But yeah, I think that was my weekend. Everything good. Everything good on this front.
Love to hear that. Thank you. Bob, what about you? Aside from the grade 2 MCL sprain and the
Grade one.
Okay.
Grade one. If it was a grade 2, my knee would feel a little loose, you know. Walking would be a little tough. Got my clubs regripped. They felt great, but I played like butt today, so it is what it is. Spent some time with the lady this week. What else? Played some finished Tales of Arise. Good game overall. The ending was good, but the last like 20% of that game was fucking awful because they really engineered that game wrong at the end. Playing a bunch of Halls of Torment. I'll never play Tarkov again because they have quintuple and then some downed on like ruining their fucking game.
Hell yeah.
So, guess I'm just done with Tarkov forever. So I've been playing Halls of Torment.
Destiny 2, Destiny 2, Destiny 2, install Destiny 2, install Destiny 2, install Destiny 2, 125 gigs.
I already installed it. Just give me a break.
Let's go. Daddy's working from
He's
home
sitting in the
tomorrow.
But the thing is, I actually have a bunch of work I have to do tomorrow. But I'm contemplating coming out of TFT retirement.
Oh,
Do it.
oh, wow.
I'm thinking about it.
Just decided to announce that on the episode that Mark's on.
Yeah, just You know, I'm.
Look, man, you and me could be like the first two like TFT competitive players for FlyQuest. We can make
Yeah.
a pitch.
You heard it here
I
first.
was- Listen,
Yeah.
if
Can't guarantee
I
anything, but I'll pitch it.
if I have a reason to go for Grandmaster or Challenger, I'll fucking go for it. But I hit GM two sets ago?
Yeah.
Set 11, I think it was. And at that point, I was like, man, do I really want to keep going for chat? Like, am I really going to keep doing this? And the answer was no, so I stopped. But
Yeah.
contemplating coming out of retirement. You just gave me that little forward. So now I might have to do it. Looks like I'm uninstalling Destiny, baby. Let's go.
Just uninstall. You know, what's the other?
One of the other 500 games you're waiting to play.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
exactly.
There's
yeah,
a lot.
exactly.
I started playing
Roger,
Triangle
Roger.
Strategy too. Speaking of old school, like turn-based tactical JRPGs, pretty solid game.
All right,
Hell
Mark,
yeah.
I'm gonna give you a quick temperature check, quick litmus test. This is big. It's a make or break for me.
All right.
I know you're a big old school turn-based JRPG fan. What are your thoughts on Super Mario RPG: Legend of the Seven Stars?
Oh, I think you're gonna hate me because I've never played it.
Okay, no, that's
It's
fine.
okay.
That
That's
answer could
fine.
have been way worse. That answer
Completely
could have
fine.
been way worse. I literally felt a sharp chest pain for like a half a second when you said, "I think you're gonna hate me," but this can be rectified. That's fine. It got a
Okay, great.
remaster
So I'll
on
just
Switch.
play it and then get back to you.
100%. Grab an emulator
Next
or like
follow-up
next
mission.
episode we'll follow up. Yeah.
Favorite Final Fantasy.
When we get back together for Worlds.
Don't do this. This one actually might hurt. This one might
So
hurt.
this is my brother has given me like the same amount of shit, but I have never played a Final Fantasy game.
Start with 10.
Never.
Start
start
with
with
10 or
10?
9. 10 or 9. One of those two.
Okay.
All right, so what's your favorite JRPG ever? If you Desert
My
Island
favorite-
or like it doesn't even
my
have to be Desert Island games. It doesn't even have to be a JRPG.
My favorite JRPG is the Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2 on the PlayStation 2.
Ooh. The
Those
Alleged
are like-
those are like big fucking throwbacks. Holy shit.
Those are like I remember like me and my brother like playing as a kid when we were kids, and like I know that like back in the day it was touted to be like the Legend of Zelda killer, like, oh, Sony's answer to
Yeah.
Zelda. And I mean, like those games were so fucking good. Like me and my brother, like we joined like Facebook groups of like Dark Cloud 3 like waiting room, and we're still in it, just like, you know, no hope, like it's never gonna happen. But like I think the level 5 team with those games were like really, really cooking. And level 5 has made like a lot of good stuff since, but I think like Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2 were just like probably like one of my favorite gaming experiences like of all time.
Love that. I've actually never played those. But
Old
I
school.
know
Those
them
are
well. I can, like,
PlayStation 2.
yeah, no, I know them well. I know I could like draw you a picture of the front cover of that game.
Yeah.
Like I know those games, but I've never played them. But that's great to know. As for me, weekend stuff, nothing super crazy. Planning my son's first birthday party, which is going to be on Saturday.
Wow.
I have no idea where the time went. Looking at like all the time hops from like last year and just sobbing on a daily basis. So there's that.
Same.
You know what I mean? But it's gonna be dope. Low key invited like 100 people. So it's gonna be the biggest party I've ever thrown. It's literally, like, not counting my wedding, the most amount of people that I've ever invited to anything. So we're getting a keg, a whole bunch of pizzas and ice cream, and it'll be a blast. It's gonna be Star Wars themed. We got a bunch of inflatable lightsabers, so I'm gonna get all like 40 children that are there. I'm gonna be like, hey, see that guy? See the guy with the beard over there? Just go hit him in the knee with the inflatable lightsabers. Go get him.
Let's not do that. Let's not collectively as a whole, like, let's shy away from that type of stuff.
We're not gonna do that. No, that's fine.
I had one good knee before today. I have none now.
But you have the friends you made along the way. It's all right.
No, I mean the guys we played. Actually, the two guys we golfed with were pretty nice. But like, they were trying to shark us up front. They were like, "How about we do a little 2v2?" And me and my friend Matt were like, we're not that good. They were like, yeah, we're not either. Fine, we won't play for money. And then they fucking smoked us. Sharks. Jesus. Get out of here.
I will say for golf, like saying you're not good at golf could be shooting mid 80s, and not good at golf, like I'm not that good at golf, could also be shooting 100. Like the scale
That's mine not good at
all
golf.
over the place for not good at golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine.
Otherwise,
I have sorry.
No,
Whenever you're done,
just over
I
here,
have one.
just over here, like
quick
just
thing.
losing my vacation tan by the day. And I've been grinding Destiny 2, been grinding Iron Banner, and just fucking pumped for the final shape. It's gonna be really good. So so glad that Bungie is all the way back, and I'm just amped to see what's next with that game. And I think that's it. Caught up on Survivor. Tiggy, you watching Survivor this season or no?
I'm watching. I didn't watch last night's episode.
Dude,
It's
crazy.
I heard it was amazing. The past like
Crazy.
3 episodes have been absolute fire. Like
Yeah.
been like late 20, early 30 season level content. It's been incredible.
Fucking chaos. We're over here. I'm like, oh, let's fold some laundry and watch Survivor because we're 85 years old, and literally we're like, just like, I'm like, we can't watch it on this tiny ass TV. Let's go to the fucking living room right now. I can't watch it on this tiny TV. Anyway, Mark, you're here. FlyQuest, MSI.
Yes, sir.
Scale up, the whole like scale up initiative, or I guess what do you call it? Like a program, an initiative,
Yeah, campaign.
a campaign? Yeah, that was, I don't know why I'm like, I went to college for like 8 years. It's not like a big deal. Only got a bachelor's degree.
Still no doctorate.
Nope. Just a doctorate in graphic design. No big deal. So talk to us about the scale up campaign. What is it? And if people don't know FlyQuest in general, maybe give us like a kind of a little primer on kind of how this kind of fits into the whole FlyQuest mission.
Yeah. So I'll start with like the campaign, go to FlyQuest and go back to the campaign. I think when we were thinking about, I prefaced before, like, really wanting to make like a big splash at MSI this year. I mean, that's just kind of like our philosophy with like every like game, every initiative, everything that we do. Like we want to like be like a breath of fresh air for like the scene, the league, the space, So when it comes to like our efforts in like League of Legends, like something we're really trying to do is like create an identity for not only our brand, but like for our players that like sticks out like above the rest. Like I think it takes, in order to like quote unquote save esports, like it's going to take some like really big swings and to get people's like eyes like on the space and get things like on track to where it should be. But for MSI in particular, I think we basically started kind of like team story first, where we had like a really, really strong spring split. I think when this roster was first put together, the intention from what I understood from like our general manager Andrew Barton and like the rest of the competitive staff was the idea that like this is going to be a team that has like really, really strong pieces, but mind you, it's like Masu's first competitive split in the LCS, his like 4th competitive split like ever.
Yeah.
He's very, very new to like competing professionally. Bucio's 2nd year of competitive play. Inspire didn't have a team in the summer. Bwipo didn't have a team the entire year, and then Jensen was on Dignitas last year, which I don't really need to say much about. But this is like a team that had like really, really strong parts, but weren't really sure how fast it would take to like for them to click. I think people knew that it would eventually happen, and I think it was kind of like the idea of like all eyes are on summer, and spring was gonna be like kind of like the testing ground to see how things work. But I think to our surprise, and something we were really excited about was like they were clicking like straight off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, what people like didn't see and what we want to show like more of through like content and everything in summer is like these guys put in so much like fucking work. Like they are scrimming like extra blocks. They're like hanging out outside of the game. They're like talking, and like they're always like quick to like come back like after games and like review like ASAP. Like these guys, like they work fucking hard.
Yeah.
And so for them to go, for us to go as far as we did in spring, and falling short obviously to TL, fucking bastards, in the championship. It was like, I think from the outside perspective, it's very easy to be like, like what a disappointing like performance, and like yeah, to some degree, like the, obviously we want to win it all, but like I think overall, like we were really really happy with like where the team was at going into MSI.
Yeah.
So we were, thinking a lot about like that story and like what we want to like, showcase to the world basically at MSI. And it's really, that's where the idea of like scaling up like came from. Like this is a team that we feel like is truly only going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And like MSI is the opportunity to, rub shoulders with giants and like learn from the best.
Totally.
And like take those opportunities, especially for like Masu and Busio. Like, this is like their first international competition ever. Like this is such a fucking like awesome chance for them to go out and like, something that we like said was like really like earn a seat at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've earned our right to be here, but now it's like you come up to like the top of the mountain, and now there's like this whole other arena that you're about to like enter.
Yeah.
So that whole idea of like using this opportunity to level up like the team's like gameplay and take it back to the region, and hopefully level up the region as well as we go towards Worlds, is like, the kind of like the starting point for like scaling up.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, something that was like tasked to us by our CEO was like, hey, like let's think of like really really like concrete examples to like reintroduce or introduce like FlyQuest to the global audience, and like what we're all about, and like what are those things that FlyQuest is about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Trisha and like Fiend and like the old guard at FlyQuest did like a really really like good job of like establishing like FlyQuest as creating like these differentiating factors, right? Like the thing that I love about FlyQuest and what drew me to FlyQuest at the beginning of last year was like this brand identity that feels, looks like completely different than a lot, if not all of the competitors like in the space.
Mm-hmm.
Like I loved the fact that like there was this, the color green, for example, is something that we don't often see. It's always like blues and reds and like and black and white and like all these kind of like dark grungy kind of like tough feeling.
Yeah.
And I think FlyQuest provides like something a little bit different. It might not be for everyone, but I said breath of fresh air earlier because like that's what I want us to like feel like. But with the eco initiatives and the inclusivity and like this idea of like self-expression, like that's what we really wanted to like capture like with this campaign. So I think when it comes to what we drew like inspiration from, like even from like a visual perspective, design perspective, and like the jersey, I remember we were like in some of like our initial meetings, and I'm like, guys, look, I know it's Year of the Dragon, I know the tournament is going to be in China. I'm not going to do a dragon. Everybody's going to do a dragon. I'm like, I'm not going to do a dragon. I was very, very like set against it because that's what I anticipated all other teams would kind of be like doing. But I think like as we talked about like the story like a bit more of just like, even just like the phrase scaling up,
Mm-hmm.
and then leaning on the fact that, it is the Year of the Dragon. We want to pay like homage to location and culture, not necessarily like reduce like culture to being like China equals dragon, like
Right.
Pog. I think I don't want it to oversimplify in that sense, but
Sure.
like using those kind of like bits of inspiration to create something that feels like actually inspired and like filled with substance and like rich.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, as Carly was cooking those fucking designs, I was like,
Cooking.
oh shit, like I'm seeing like this is all like starting to like come together. And I think like the part that really like sold it as like a cherry on top was the eco initiative, which was okay, if we're gonna lean heavily into dragons like for this in the story, like we definitely want to make sure that we like are reintroducing like that the community and like environmental like focus side of FlyQuest to like this audience who like may not be familiar with us. So using the idea of like the Dragon Souls to like influence that and kind of create something like a bit more fun where, you know, people can root for us throughout the entirety of the event, I think was kind of just a thing that like really packaged all of it together and made it feel like this is something that like no other team can really do. Like this is an initiative that only like FlyQuest can do because of the pieces that were laid out beforehand.
Yeah.
And if you need me to run through like what the eco initiative and everything is too, like I'm happy to do so as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. One thing, you know, just kind of talking about the roster really quick. I mean, I know that speaking of, you know, you were saying Inspired mentioned, Inspired, and I can't remember if it was who the other member of the team was that went to Korea for like the kind of boot camps to kind of improve. And I know we don't hear about that a whole lot with NA and with LCS, and you know, you had also mentioned Dignitas too, and it's like, you know, like it feels like the org that shall not be named with LCS stuff, but you know, LCS obviously underwent some like seismic changes last year. You know, dropping 2 roster spots completely, you know, kind of shrinking the format, and you know, things were looking ugly for a little bit. And I feel like out of anybody, you know, FlyQuest has been kind of the standard bearers for what it means to be to try to like push the region forward and push the region and game forward as well. And I mean, they're drawing in fans and recognition from outside of NA. You know, you had Keria from T1 who was name dropping a bunch of FlyQuest players and giving them props, which was awesome.
That was awesome.
And it's like super cool to see you know, just the support that FlyQuest is also lending to the rest of NA, because there were plenty of other LCS orgs that weren't even like tweeting about FlyQuest and Liquid being at MSI, or like even mentioning MSI at all, which, you know, it feels like for a region that is just like, it feels like you're right, like we're just like right there, you know, being in the same conversation. I mean, obviously better than LEC, you know, best in the Western Hemisphere. Everybody knows that.
Of course.
But, you know, like being mentioned and you know, now sharing a stage with you know, Faker and you know, and Keria and the rest of T1 and like you know, we don't have to talk about like NA and LCS like in hushed tones anymore. Like, you know, this is something that every org needs to take seriously, and FlyQuest is always, I feel like, especially in the last 2 years, I think has been really building up a brand for themselves, and also been representative of like, you know, you have plenty of orgs that pride themselves on being like the bad boys and being like, oh, they're like pro trolls, and like they're always kind of, oh, that's just classic G2, that's classic EG, like they're gonna be assholes to people, and you know, love, you know, kind of like the guys you love to hate. But if FlyQuest is like the reverse of that, like it's like, how can you not love FlyQuest? How can you not like
FlyQuest?
How can you not?
FlyQuest is literally, Dom. How for the longest time? How far or how long have we been saying? Complexity. Complexity. We love Jason Lake. FlyQuest
just
creeping its way up there now.
And you can look, you can go back. The receipts are there. You can go back and look at my tweets for the last 2 years about FlyQuest. I'm not like just blowing smoke up your ass. Like,
true.
You know, I'm literally, I'm dead serious. And I like, you know, we have been talking about it for a while, but like, I think it's an organization like, you know, I'm sure that there's going to be haters everywhere, but it feels like you guys have 0 haters. And I think that's for a reason, because you're doing the right thing. You're doing right by people. You're doing right by NA. You're doing right by LCS, and you're doing right by your players in the scene. What do you think kind of sets FlyQuest apart in that regard? And like, you know, is that something you guys talk about internally, or do you feel like that is a vibe that kind of just naturally occurs based on the people that you guys attract?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a precedent. I think that was set by like when Trisha, you know, took over FlyQuest and you know, kind of like revamped it from the old you know, back when it was like the wing with like the eye, and like it was very interesting. You know, they definitely set like the standard, right? Like I was at 100 Thieves at the time, and I remember like seeing their like, you know, rebrand happen live, and at first it was kind of like, oh, like that feels like, from my perspective, I was like, oh, that feels kind of weird. Like, that's not very esportsy. But like that was kind of cool, because like when I would go to like their activations, you know, go to like the tailgates and like you see like the FlyQuest booth. It was like, you know, they had like ikebanas, they had like flowers, they had like all these like different like themed things that they were doing. And you know, I think like it was really cool to see just like an org that was objectively trying something different, even if it felt like it was like out of place. I feel like things feel out of place just like, you know, when they're new. And it's like once you like familiarize yourself with something that is new, that it becomes like a part of the scene. And I think that was like a really cool precedent that they set. And I think from there, even though, you know, the team is like, you know, very, very different from the team that Trisha like put together, but I think in a lot of ways some of that core essence has like stuck through, and it's something that's always been like top of mind for us, is like, yeah, like we objectively just want to be like the good guys of esports. I think it's like a very, very simple there. And like, what does that necessarily mean? I think it could mean like a lot of things.
I think that what it really means is you're moving in the esports in the correct direction, like the right trajectory that it's supposed to be going in. Like we're in 2024. We're in a world where like traditional sports viewership is dwindling.
Yeah.
People having cable, the number is dropping. Like people are watching esports as much as traditional sports are being watched. And I said this earlier, but like when it comes to the good guys in the esports world, the first team I always think of is Complexity, because we love Jason Lake. I love Jason Lake. There's nothing that will ever make me hate that man. And seeing him, somebody who's been in like the Counter-Strike scene for the past 20 years, just he puts his foot down and he pushes almost single-handedly by himself just the NA Counter-Strike to where it needs to be. We're now, I would like to first and foremost welcome FlyQuest back into men's Counter-Strike Global Offense, or Counter-Strike 2 at this point. Welcome back. I know the female roster's been around for a little bit, but welcome back to the men's side. So Complexity is now in ESL Pro League Season 19 alongside FlyQuest. And now I have two NA orgs, even though the FlyQuest org is Australian, the previous Greyhound organization, but it doesn't matter because I welcome with open arms. I want more NACS teams. Absolutely. But like I was saying, it's, for me, the way I see it is the good guy orgs are the ones who aren't like jumping into fucking drama every other week. Yeah. They're not the ones who are like, not necessarily reinventing the whale, but taking the whale and like decking it the fuck out, putting some fucking rims on that whale. Yeah. And you guys do that because you have fucking incredible merch. But it's pushing esports in the right direction, and it's definitely something that I see FlyQuest is doing alongside like the greats.
I appreciate that. You know, it's definitely like, it is very top of mind for us, and like it's not a perfect process by any means, right? Like I think the thing that we always try to do is like we want to do right by any scene that we involve ourselves in, right? Like we are doubling down on like League of Legends when a lot of teams are like pulling back because we fucking love League of Legends. It's plain and simple. Yeah. Right? Like we jumped into like the fighting games community because like the FGC is like one of the most like grassroots like sides of like esports that gets, you know, not as much love, I feel like, as they should be getting. And like we see a lot of like potential of like, hey, if we just like inject a bit of ourselves and a bit of attention and try to like really like foster something here, then like maybe other people will do the same. Same thing when it comes to like the Red program, right? Like it's for, you know, with our Valorant team and our CS roster for like women and like gender expansive folks. Like this again is like, we're just trying to like make esports feel like it's accessible and available for anybody that wants to be a part of it. And that's what we're trying to do with like Metamorphosis as well. It's like, you know, bridging the gaming community with like music and art because they're already so close. It's like, I don't know, just trying to cross collaborate, do things with a bit more substance, a bit more flair. And like, you know, the comparison that I always make, you know, working for a lot of teams in my past is like, I think almost every esports org is out there right now telling you like, hey, we're cool. this is cool because we think it's fucking cool. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
listen to us. If you want to be fucking sick, like do exactly everything that we're doing, and like you'll be cool too. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
something that I like really try to like encourage everyone on staff and our fans and try to like translate out there is like, hey man, like you guys are all cool. Like y'all, like here are like bits and pieces that like you can maybe like latch on to.
Mhm.
Find out those things for yourself and like lean in. Just like lean into like the best parts of yourselves. Like I think if FlyQuest could be the org that like gives you the pieces of information to like help you discover yourself, what you like,
Yeah.
and like really like lean into that, then like we're doing our job, right? Because it's like I think there's just too much just trying to like show off and showcase like, yeah, we're the fucking like we're the right way, we're the number one, like we're like
Yeah.
we're top dog, and where it's like I don't know. I just think like giving people like the pieces to figure that stuff out for themselves is super important. And like that's the reason we're in so many of these things, right? Is because it's like you're like Thanos in some ways, but like, you know, maybe not evil in that sense, but it's like you have all these pieces,
Sure.
you're showing them to people and you're getting them introduced to things that they maybe didn't know that they liked, and then now they have the tools to like figure those things out.
Totally. Seashells, thank you for the follow. And Seashells says, nice jersey, Mark.
Thank you, Shelly. Shelly works she's the senior designer at FlyQuest.
Oh, hell yeah.
Killing it.
Let's go.
That's
Actually, I'm
doing
glad
great.
you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to do a segment for the show that I came up with. What if we do a little FlyQuest merch runway and Tiggy announces it as we go? Because I'm wearing some FlyQuest merch. Tiggy, are you? You can be the commentator.
I can commentate. I'm soon I'll have my jersey and then I can be included, but I can
Exactly.
commentate. So who's going to start the runway here?
I'll start.
Yeah. Go
Oh
ahead.
hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's,
I'm wearing the bathing suit that came out last summer. Cheryl Park Mom, who put me onto this. We were gonna do a jersey swap. I was gonna send him some of our merch, and he was gonna send me some of this. And then I said, "Fuck it," and just bought it.
I love it.
But here, let me show off the thighs, and don't look at my.
Yes, sir.
Don't look at my bruised knee.
Guys
with
out,
my
guys out.
My grade 1 MCL tear.
Here we go. Dr.
Wow.
Bob hobbling down the line with the
Damn.
2023 summer swimsuits off the Colossus quad showing. We got a little bit of room so we can run on the beach like Baywatch, saving people out of the ocean. Maybe it's just a Titleist. Very easy to squad with. No butt crack being shown. And I tell you, ladies, he looks phenomenal.
Oh damn.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
And let's hope he has insurance here, folks.
Beautiful.
That was great. That was great.
Fantastic.
How'd I do?
Excellent.
That was fantastic. Yeah.
All right.
I think we're going to put you on the website here soon.
Let me give you a
Hell
little-
yeah.
Let me show you what's going on over here. This is, I'll let you.
And this is the brand new merch drop that came out last month, I believe. We've had the jerseys, but then we have some everyday wear with the FlyQuest logo in the top left. A nice logo you can kiss when the Nexus falls next to the chain. Nothing on the back as well. Just an absolute clean piece of apparel that'll turn heads whether you're at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, or maybe out at a little nighttime soiree.
Wow.
Absolute heat.
I just came back to getting absolutely fucking roasted in chat. What the fuck, guys?
It was your
They don't
pale
mean it.
thighs.
They
It
don't
was
mean
like
it.
a
Wow,
flashbang.
bro. That's wild. That's wild.
That's
They
fucked
don't
up. Listen, give me like 2 more weeks of golf, and I'll have the most disgusting golfer's tan you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, can't wait. Can't wait. All right, Mark.
Oh,
Hit us.
All right, it's time.
let's see a little spin here.
I didn't realize y'all would see my bottom. I'm wearing these bright ass like Goku shorts, but I think it kind of works.
That's fine. Yeah.
I got Dragon Ball Z. I got Dragon Ball Z on right now.
It's your roommates, though. And we have Mark here from FlyQuest with the brand new MSI jersey, scaled up from head to tippy toe with the gold trim. The name on the back.
Oh my god.
with the FlyQuest logo at the tip of the back. We have the logo, very kissable, with the zoom. And then the stretchable, breathable neck, arm. We have the Metamorphosis chain.
Jesus Christ.
And I love the seams down the side as well. That are some of like the most intricate right there with the FlyQuest. I mean, every
Wow, the detail.
inch of this
You already
jersey is a
know.
piece of art.
I need JB goes
I'm very
BRB. I need to
close.
go change.
Please elaborate. Why is that? No.
Wow.
That's
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
Wow.
It's so cool to
That was
hear about
fun.
like the culture you guys are building over there. And like you kind of said, like no one else can do what you guys are doing because you guys have been doing this for so long, and they could, and someone else could have done it starting out, but you guys have kind of just captured that whole market and have just been doing your own thing. And like you said, while other people are telling you to be cool, and you guys are always so open with everything, and everyone's showing up to your party now because it's been sick the whole time. It's fucking really cool.
Hell yeah. Appreciate the love. Thank you.
For sure. For sure. Hold on. I got an amazing screen cap from that, Mark. You had a face that could have launched 1,000 ships.
Okay. I was gonna say, thank God it wasn't my thighs.
I'm gonna put that.
Oh, here we go.
Yo.
Perfect.
Even
Just
with like the
nailed
name,
it.
bro, like what is this intro?
I gotta put the. I
like-
wish I could like put like attach an image to the chat. It's just like, hey, my homie over there wants to talk to you, and then it's just like my homie. So good. I'm gonna
say
tweet
that
out.
might be my new like Twitter AVI, bro.
Oh my god.
Just give me something.
Hold on 1 second. Wait, I gotta wait.
Oh shit.
That's incredible.
But yeah, thank you, Tiggy, for the commentary as always. We'll have to do this and we'll have to do it over once we get the jerseys. I also just ordered a jersey,
true.
by the way, so my shit will be coming.
Yeah, I'm about to order mine as well.
Just put in the order notes, Bob. Like, please hold the elastics.
Yeah.
Just
Don't want to destroy this work of art.
And,
Please don't put the elastics in.
you know, Shelly. Since we have a representative from the design side in here as well, aside from Mark, obviously. Just I don't know if you got the previous memo on baby onesies, but if you do get them, just saying, you will have a customer right away, literally right away. So
And
Hell yeah.
may need to accommodate for people with large biceps.
yeah.
Yes,
we
100%.
don't discriminate against the absolutely yoked gamers
Yeah,
we have here.
We'll have like the absolute unit cut ready to go.
That's what I want. I want the unit cut.
Yeah. The Python edition. Somebody call a vet because
love
these
it.
pythons are sick.
Jesus Christ.
All right, cool. Well, so I know we're coming up on the hour here. So I think it's time we do some voicemails. If you haven't already, 617-701-7678, the WGG sauce line. Leave us a voicemail. We'll listen to it and react to it live on the show as long as it doesn't get us TOS'd. We're going to make sure that you guys can hear this because I know you couldn't hear the music before.
Yeah, Dom, next time I come over, I'm going to remind me to set that up.
You were just over
I think
the other day.
I know, but like, that was like a Monday, you know, anything can happen on Monday.
Yeah, we were just watching internet videos from whatever that guy is, Beef Daddy or Beef Man or whatever.
Meat Canyon.
Meat Canyon, yeah. We were watching Meat Canyon videos.
Meat Canyon is a fucking trip.
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious. Absolutely fun. What's the smelliest fandom
The smelliest
of all
fan
time?
Video, yeah.
Hilarious.
All right, here we go. First voicemail. What do you got?
What is up, WGG fam and
Let's hear
WGG
it.
founding fathers? It's your boy JB Genesis calling with a weekly voicemail. Welcome to this week's episode, Mark. Much love. My question for you guys is, when you do travel, because I'll be heading back to Cali for a little bit and coming back after the weekend. When you travel, what's your favorite activity to do on the plane? Do you just try and sleep? Do you have a favorite game that you play on either a Switch or a Steam Deck? Do you read a book? Do you watch a TV show? Do you listen to a playlist? Let me know, guys. Much love as always. Peace.
JB, thank you for the voicemail as always. Love the JB
Thank you, JB.
voicemails. They're too few and far between these days, but and I'm so glad that when we do get them, and I'm pumped that you're pumped that you're in here, brother. As for me, I'm a big reader on planes. I like to read. You know, I make sure the Kindle's charged up. I'll fire through some chapters. That also helps me sleep. I feel like 9 times out of 10, whenever I read, I fall asleep right afterwards. So, you know, if it's a really long flight, you know, I'll try to turn the lights down, get some reading in, and do that. Otherwise, I recently found out that on certain flights where the Wi-Fi is halfway decent, you can play Hearthstone on your laptop on a plane. I think it's probably just because of the way the information is sent, and like maybe just like the packets are small enough where like it'll actually work on airplane Wi-Fi. But I played Hearthstone ranked for like 2 hours on a flight like a couple weeks ago. So, and it was just like a regular ass United flight. And I tried to get on JetBlue, and it was even better because they have like more consistent Wi-Fi coverage. But yeah, so you can play Hearthstone on a plane. I actually put up a blog about that on the website too. But I just wish my laptop's massive and it doesn't really fit on the trays. I gotta get a smaller one, like a MacBook Air or even like a Surface or something like that, because the shit is just like 90 pounds. But Mark, what about you? Activities on an airplane? What do you get into?
I'm like very much like an iPad kid now. Quick backstory is like I got like back when I was working at 100 Thieves, and I had like switched over to like primarily like producing as opposed to like shooting and editing. I got an iPad so I could be like on there looking at like the shot list and like, you know, making like storyboards and stuff. I think I used that for like about like 15% of like my my actual time with it. Yeah. I'm very much just like I play TFT on my iPad, and I'll watch like hella like movies and shows.
Love
like
that.
That's just kind of like primarily like what I do. So when I'm on the plane, like I think it is like one of the few times where you can like genuinely kind of like disconnect, because I don't have the self-discipline to do that in my everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you're on a plane, it's like, well, I'm not gonna pay for like the upgraded Wi-Fi, so I'm just gonna like download like all of the shows that I've been like meaning to watch, or like movies, and just like go hard, especially on like on the longer flights. So I think that's kind of like it feels like a guilty pleasure. I just like with the iPad out, I'm just like chilling. I'm a window seat guy too, so I'll like lean against like the window, super like
VIP,
be like, you know, watching everything on there. So that's me primarily.
There you go.
Someone's bringing you a bowl of Cheetos.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Little champagne, something like that. I don't know. Just really get the vibe right.
Yeah, man.
Tiggy, what about you?
Me like Mark, I try to catch up on all the shows. I will bring my little game pocket thing, and I'll try to play a little bit of Pokemon Leaf Green, and I'll usually play 20 minutes of it. I'll like finally catch the Sparrow to trade for the Farfetch, and this you're gonna be like, why are you bringing it up? It's happened 3 times now. I do all that. I get my Magikarp evolved to a Gyarados, and then I fall asleep. It dies and it doesn't save, and I have to do it all over again. So that's been an ongoing issue.
Absolutely tragic.
It's been an ongoing issue. So I need to get that figured out. But yeah, I'll just watch a movie or show. Maybe the most recent Mission Impossible is always on my phone at all times, just in case. So I'm roaring to go.
Hell yeah. Bob?
I have travel ADHD, so if I can sleep, I'll be out cold for like the majority. But if it's a shorter flight or I can't sleep on it, Retroid Pocket 2.
Yes, sir. Wow.
Got this thing with like fucking 600 games that I put onto it myself. And then when if I'm playing something on the Retroid Pocket, I'm usually listening to a podcast. And if I'm not doing either of those things, I'm reading. But that's about it. But I can never like pick one for a flight. It's always, if it's a 6-hour flight, it's 2 hours of one thing, 2 hours of one thing, and then 2 hours of the other thing.
Cool. Word. Awesome. All right, next call. Here we go.
Hey, boys. Long-time listener, first-time caller here. I got a couple questions from Mark. Does FlyQuest have any inspiration from the jerseys? And in terms of LCS international success, how do you think FlyQuest will change the narrative for NA believers like myself? Thank you.
Hold on, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Long-time listener, first-time caller didn't tell us who they were. Mystery caller, let us know next week who you were. What the fuck?
I'm gonna lose
We
sleep
want
over
to
that.
thank you.
I'm gonna lose sleep over that. Thank you for the voicemail. It's a great one. I'm gonna lose sleep. Over
Let us thank you appropriately.
I love it. So sorry, what was I missed like the first part. Or I missed the first question.
So
Something
I think
about
it
the
was
jersey?
just like
Inspiration
inspirations
for
for
the
the jersey, and then you know, about kind of like the West and like NA kind of changing the typical narrative.
Yeah. So the inspiration for the jersey comes from a lot of things. Obviously, like the scaling up campaign as a whole, as I mentioned before. So playing into like the year of the dragon, that's where we got like, you know, a heavy like focus on like the scales. I think like one thing that we didn't want to do was make it so like dragony that like you wouldn't really like want to wear it out. So I think we didn't even put like a dragon with like a head on it. It's very much like the body. You have like the claw. This is a really sick detail from Carly, like the
it's holding
claw,
thing,
like
right?
gripping like the
Yeah.
FlyQuest logo, which was super sick. Something that we also did was is actually one of the designs that we experimented earlier before we were leaning into the dragon. We were experimenting with like ginkgo tree leaves, which are like native to the region, but we used the shape of the ginkgo leaf to like inform like the shape of like the scales on the jersey, so that's sick. And then the golden TPU transfers, I think, was just something that we were really set on. Even with like the Atmos jersey, we like basically built the jersey around the hollow material. Like as soon as I saw that as like an option, like I basically told the team, I was like, yo, like I don't care what we do, but like we're using this.
We have to use
We're
it.
using this material. Like it's so fucking sick. I've never seen anybody do it. And like iridescence is kind of like our overall like 2024 visual kind of like identity. So like if you'll see like any of our like designs, you'll kind of see like the illustrious, like kind of like vibrant, iridescent, holographic, some elements of that playing into all of our designs.
Totally.
So the TPU transfer and like the gold is kind of like an extension of that, where it's not necessarily like that iridescence, but it does have that kind of like, reflective, illustrious kind of like feel to it. So I'd say like all of that kind of like combined into, having like this jersey in particular. We also have like the emblem itself is like inspired by like endemic blossoms to China, and a lot of stuff like that.
Cool.
So you mentioned you didn't want it to be too dragony. Let me show you what I was wearing in the early 2000s.
Oh hell yeah!
That would be considered too dragony today.
I'm nervous and excited.
It's processing in Discord.
Yo, this is fire though. Okay,
this is what I used to wear when I was a kid.
Bro, let's bring these
honestly
back.
though, like
unironically,
if we
let's
had
bring these
leaned
back.
super heavy into this direction, I also think it would have worked. Like this is like over the top dragon, so maybe like I don't know. We should have. This is something I'll take inspiration from for sure.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure
these are heat, actually.
Pretty sure I had 3 out of the 5 of these.
I'm 99% sure I had one of these, and I definitely have a picture from like freshman year of high school where I'm wearing a shirt that definitely has like a red and orange like dragon thing on it. I don't even know. I gotta find it. I'm like 99% sure I've got it. It's.
I definitely have school pictures from like the 6th grade. Like my mom has me in a photo album somewhere from middle school wearing one of these.
I just looked up retro 90s dragon shirts, and boy oh boy do I have news for you, Bob. We are fucking raiding eBay and Etsy tonight. All right, here we go. 2 more voicemails. Here we go.
Oh, I think there was a second part.
Oh yeah, the second part was about like.
We got
Sorry, yeah. The second part was about the kind of the ongoing evolution of like the NA and like Western identity in esports.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to speak for the entire like West as a whole, but I know like when it comes to FlyQuest in particular, like we put a lot of thought into like how we wanted to present ourselves at MSI. I think this is something that the entire team, not just like the competitive staff, is like taking really seriously, because like there are orgs that have been in the LCS for so many years and have not had the chance to compete like internationally, right? Like this is something that like not everybody gets to do. And I think to like go into this with like too much of like a meme attitude kind of does like a disservice to like the chance to actually be able to like build up
Totally.
and like establish like yourselves not only as like a contender like as an individual but like as a region. You know, I think there's obviously like a lot of like conversations of like, yeah, NA better than EU, and like, and I think like particularly I think when a lot of teams show up to like Worlds from like the West, there's always this like they meme on themselves like really hard and are, like almost talk like they talk shit knowing that they're not gonna like make like an impact, so they'll just like play it up for like the impressions and like the memes and like the, and, you know, lean heavily into the joke. Like, you know, this is not something we're necessarily like trying to do, at least for this go around. Like we want to show like everybody that like we are taking this like seriously. Like our players are going into this like with the intention to try to win and to try and learn as much as possible.
Totally.
Like just because like we're the underdogs doesn't mean that we're gonna go in with like a losing mentality.
Yeah, you're not gonna go in
even
with your
like,
tail between your legs and being like, all right, who's gonna stomp
100%.
us?
Yeah, but we're also like not here, like, you know, we're not like talking shit at T1. We're not talking shit at like these teams that we're playing. We're here to play.
Yeah.
And like some people might see that as like, like maybe you're just like not trying to like make a splash, but like I see it as kind of like the reverse. Is like we're making a splash by showing that like our intention is to really elevate like this shit. And I think you know, I even saw some comments about like Masu. He was like talking about how he's like really excited to play Gumayusi.
Yeah.
And there were a couple people like, like why you're so excited but you could barely handle the PSG, blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, like, one, that's not even true. Second, it's like, why wouldn't, like, if this is your first, if you're a pro player, why wouldn't you be excited at the potential opportunity to play against the best in the world, even if you do get your ass kicked? Because like if you get your ass kicked by the best, you're gonna learn something.
Totally.
And like I think I hate, or it frustrates me to see that like mentality sometimes of like why wouldn't our players like want to be like a part of this and experience it like fully, right? Like I don't really like the like NA like doom and gloom idea, because if you stick to that like idea, then there's never going to be hope in the future.
Right,
like,
you're never going to get out
I
of
think
it,
this team is really strong. I think Masu and Busio, Inspired, like they're all like, those three are like very young players that can like learn a lot, and Bwipo and Jensen bring a lot to the fucking table.
Yeah.
Like as like, you know, as a combo of five, like I think it's just really, really exciting. So like that was like a long-winded way, I think, of saying like, you know, we want to show the League of Legends community that we're here to take shit seriously. We're here to play.
Yeah.
And like, however far we go is how far we go. But like, we're going to keep trying to like, we're always going to try to like push for more.
Yeah, totally.
I think that is the greatest way to like, that's the greatest way to encapsulate it. You learn the most when you play against people who are at or above your level.
Yeah.
And that's how it's always, when I used to play Counter-Strike competitively, if Steve's still in the chat, you can ask them as well. Like when we were playing in open, we would only scrim against people who were in intermediate. And when we were in IM, we would only play against people who were bare minimum IM or in main. So like, that's just how you learn. It doesn't matter, you know, outcomes are outcomes. If you win, great. If not, with such a new roster and such young players, the experience and the knowledge gained is the most important thing that you take from it, regardless of whatever the outcomes are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. And I mean, for any other team out there, especially ones that are at, you know, at MSI over the next couple of days, I fucking dare you to play down to FlyQuest. I fucking dare you.
Oh, yeah.
I dare you to play down to FlyQuest, dude. I mean, that's the thing, is like, you know, you're going to have people that are like, oh, like, you know, little old NA, little old LCS, you know, and, you know, you very well could have teams that might, you know, hopefully not, but You know, but then again, like going back to the Carrier comments, like clearly they have a lot of respect and a
Yeah.
lot of admiration for, you know, what FlyQuest is building. And, you know, Liquid obviously is a phenomenal squad as well. And, you know, I tweeted out like a meme of, I don't know if you ever saw the meme of Rob Lowe at the NFL game, and he was wearing like just a black hat with the NFL logo on it.
Yeah.
I tweeted that out with just the LCS logo on it, and I was like, well, this is just me like rooting for any NA team to win. So like go LCS. And like, you know, at the end of the day, like whenever like the official like bracket like knockouts start, like, you know, I'll want Liquid to win too. Like I want you know, I want NA to do well. I want the scene to grow. And, you know, it's awesome having like homegrown talent on FlyQuest who have played less. Like you can count on one hand how many competitive splits they've actually played as a fivesome. And it's incredible to see them grow. And it's like, hey, listen, we already know, like you don't have to tell us what, like where we come from or like where the region has been, but like you also have no idea where we're about to go. So just like stay tuned, you know, like let's just like try to kick some ass and obviously learn something. And I think that says a lot about like having respect for the game and respect for the culture behind it and wanting to like really make an impact and not just be, you know, participants, but to be competitors. Because I think NA and especially FlyQuest deserves that. All right. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's John here, Big John, and I just had a question. You know, you guys are all looking fantastic. Mark here, representing Top One NA organization, FlyQuest. League Legends happening very soon for FlyQuest BT1. But I had just a FlyQuest question for the League of Legends. What traditional sports do you think the FlyQuest League of Legends players could play as? What do you think their best sport would be as a fivesome?
Thank you.
Let me know what you guys think. Love you guys. Keep going where you're going, please.
Thank you, Big John.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. That voice sounds so familiar.
Sounds like this. Such I can't place it.
Neither can I. Weird, huh?
Sounds pretty familiar, but shout out Big John for that voicemailer.
Oh man! So the question was, what traditional sport could like those 5 players like compete in, like as 5 or like as like okay? Wow. Fuck, dude. That's a tough one. You know what I see them doing the most? I don't know if this counts, but like they play like a shit ton of ping pong. I think like Jensen's dad is like a professional like ping pong instructor. So like
that's some
Jensen
deep
is like
FlyQuest
really
lore
good
right
and those
there.
guys are always in there. But I guess if we're thinking of like team sports, dude.
Isn't Bwippo every time I see him, he looks like he's 6'8".
Bwippo is very tall.
Basketball.
He's that would be interesting. I think Inspired and Busio both play soccer like a lot as well. I think they show it in LA. There's actually like an esports like soccer like group where like people from like different teams, whether you're like staff or like players or whatever, they like pull up to like Santa Monica like every Wednesday and they all just like play pickup games and stuff. But
That's cool.
I think I would give them, I think overall like a fair shot in basketball. Busio is actually like surprisingly tall. He's also like surprisingly jacked for some reason now, which is weird because I've known the kid since he started on like 100 Thieves Next when he was like small baby child, and now he's like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me.
Oh, is Giga Chad in the bot lane?
Yeah, I'd love to see their shot at basketball. We've got a hoop outside so they can practice.
All right.
I was supposed to play D3. If you guys need a coach,
Oh my god. Coach
First
Bob.
competitive TFT player and basketball head coach.
and
Wow.
look, I don't know if you guys have a
GG
CS:GO.
Bob.
I don't know if you guys have a CS:GO analyst.
We might, but like, why not another? You know.
Throw it in there. I'm a man of many hats
You've had like
because
three. You've got like
'cause I'm
3 job
balding.
offers since you've been on here.
Fucking
All
Right,
right.
this is,
incredible.
I've had such a bad day up until this point.
Yeah, so yeah,
Things have gotten better.
yeah, it's premium gas for like an hour and a half straight. All right, last voicemail, and then we'll wrap up. Let's see what we got.
What is up, WGG crew and friends? It is your boy LD. Not to talk about sandwiches, because we've already heard enough of that tonight. I'm here to ask you, what is your favorite dessert? Personally, I'm stuck between cannoli and tiramisu, because you know me. I do the unholy for the cannoli. But tiramisu just has a certain sweet spot for me that I can't explain. Let me know what's yours.
What is the unholy?
That was.
What is the unholy?
I feel like
what
at the very end
unholy
of that-
things do you need to do?
I feel like at the very end of that, when LD was like, it has a certain sweet spot that I can't explain. I don't know why I'm like, I know for a fact he had his eyes closed when he said that. You know what I mean? Like, I know for a fact. I don't know.
He should be on that call map, just putting people to sleep. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just
100%.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a tiramisu guy. I love tiramisu. I think that's my favorite dessert, bar none. If it's on the menu, I'm ordering it. And, if it's not, I don't know. I'll just have an espresso martini or something. Those are my two go-to dessert options.
I love that. What is mine? This is tough. I feel like the wave that I'm on right now. Do you guys know what Halo Halo is?
No. What is it?
It's like it's a Filipino dessert that's like it's like shaved ice, like ice cream. It's like sweet yam, some like coconut strips, like gelatin, like all kind of like mixed into one. Sometimes they put like these like sweet beans in there. I'm not a huge fan of the ones with beans.
Oh, it's like a
so
big
I'll try
like
to-
sundae.
Yeah. It's super
Oh.
super good. I definitely recommend. I think they've got some like really good spots here in SoCal and the Bay Area too. So anywhere where there's like a big concentration of like Filipino folks.
Filipino
you're-
shaved
you're
ice
bound to
sundae.
find-
Hell yeah! Look at
Yeah,
that. There's like
it's
little
super
Jello
good.
things in it too.
Yeah. It's like fire.
Damn. There's like it looks almost like a flan or something like that. Is kind of
Yeah.
God damn.
It's basically like the main ingredients that make up Halo Halo are like the shaved ice and like the ice cream and like whatever, like the coconut, and then anything else you can kind of just like throw in there and you can stamp it maybe as Halo Halo.
I love that. It's like a kitchen sink dessert type deal.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, that looks sick. Okay.
Oh God, you know what's a great kitchen sink dessert? Trifle.
Ooh, yeah. that's a
Trifle
good one.
goes hard.
I don't
Goes
even
so
think I
fucking
know.
hard.
Yeah, trifle.
It's like chocolate cake, chocolate pudding, whipped cream, score bar crunched up it. Oh man,
Oh shit.
I could fuck with some trifle right now.
That looks good.
Other than trifle, I'm gonna go old Italian man in a bakery right now. I could fuck with a lobster tail. I could fuck with an eclair.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably my two favorites, actually. Lobster tail, eclair, tiramisu. But trifle, the king among men.
It's a good trifle. I don't know. When desserts happen, I need a little crunch. I need a little something hard
That's
in
the
there.
score bar in there.
Score bar would be good. I like they have this thing out here. It's like a brookie. It's like a brownie and a cookie with some ice cream on top and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic out here. So something like that with like cookie with some ice cream on top, brownie
Yes, sir.
included sometimes.
Can't lose.
That's my go-to.
Yeah, lose little cookie skillet or a brookie skillet, if you will. Come on.
Yeah.
That's
Never gonna-
a classic.
Never
That's
gonna
very
turn that down.
mm.
I'll go to a Chili's
Old
right
reliable.
now. I'll go to a Chili's right
right
now and
there.
get a cookie skillet. Don't
Old
even-
reliable. It's like Busio walking a Nautilus. It's right there. I mean, let's just get this win here. Come on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they just
Absolutely. All right, cool. Well, let's wrap it up here. I know we're pushing an hour and a half, and we had a lot of great voicemails and a lot of great conversation. So just kind of final thoughts, wrapping up, stuff like that. But Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Really, really appreciate it. Best of luck tomorrow. I know we only got a few short hours until T1 versus FlyQuest, and we'll be pulling for you.
FlyQuest versus Heroic tomorrow, 7:30 a.m.
Yeah, a lot of big day for the org. So we'll be tuning in multiple different dimensions. But if you feel free to shout out whoever you want to shout out, plug whatever you want to plug. If you want to share any links, socials, where everybody can find you, where everybody can find FlyQuest, the floor is yours.
great. Well, I mean, one, thank you, you guys. Like, this was super fun. I don't really like hop on like podcasts very often, so this was like a really, really sick experience. So thank you for inviting me on. I mean, in terms of shout outs, just you know, there's a lot of people working super fucking hard at FlyQuest right now to like not only make sure MSI is like a big splash, but all of the other things that we have going on with like Red and the FGC and CS and Metamorphosis. Like everyone at FlyQuest is like busting their ass to like really, you know, give fans like something to be proud of and give them the next thing to look forward to. So shout out the entire like FlyQuest team. And I think the only link or thing that I want to plug is, you know, flyquest.gg. Go to the shop, buy the jersey, buy our apparel, support everyone. A lot of people working hard.
Get a jersey now before they win Worlds, because if they win
100%,
100%, because when they win Worlds,
I mean, shit, we're gonna win MSI, man. We're gonna
right.
beat T1 2-0. And we're gonna beat everybody else 3-0. Easy, right?
Easy.
And we have Joe Marsh, former friend of the program as well, who's been on the podcast before, listening to this episode, and he's like, "Oh fuck, what have I gotten myself into?"
That's true. That's true. We've had the top dog at T1, and we've had the creative director of FlyQuest on the show. So we're just carving our way through the league ranks. Yeah, I mean, listen, best of luck. We're absolutely pulling for you, and I'm pumped to see, you know, what happens with MSI, and yeah, for everybody else out there. I mean, cop a jersey now, because if I see you ordering a jersey after FlyQuest wins Worlds, it's gonna be quiet. It's gonna be real quiet for you. It's gonna be real quiet for you. No bandwagon. No bandwagon fans. No new friends. Tiki Bob, what do you guys got?
Not much. Just Mark, thank you so much for coming on. I'm excited to stay up for 7 more hours and just watch Busio and Masu and everyone there just keep doing what they're doing, because they're doing some awesome stuff. And you know, it's been fantastic to watch this whole split. So yeah, excited for that. Thank you again for coming on. And yeah, just super excited for you.
Cool.
What time does the league match start?
I think is it 4 a.m. or is it 7 a.m. our time?
4 a.m. Eastern.
Oh yeah,
Oh, God.
So yeah,
Jesus.
damn.
I'll catch the CS game.
Yeah, maybe I'll just put Twitter notifications off, and I'll live react at 7 when I watch it and get up. But yeah, I usually wake up in the middle of the night at least once, so I'll tune in. But Bob, final thoughts.
Shout out Mark for coming on, much appreciated. This is a really fun episode, by the way. Great episode.
Great time.
Shout out to all the former kiosks that used to be in the mall selling my favorite Dragon shirts in the early 2000s.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you guys. And the one with Bugs Bunny holding a pistol, blowing the smoke out of it. Awesome fucking, like, that's some merch you guys gotta bring back. If I'm saying something, you gotta bring that shit back.
Oh yeah.
Shout out you guys, shout out FlyQuest. Big Wicked Gaming suck it to my knee. Both of them, actually. They both hurt. They're not good. Big Wicked Gaming suck it to the Boston Bruins. Man, they fucking stink right now. Dom, I don't know if you have the game up, but I have it pulled up on another monitor. It is
Bruins
not looking good. They're down 0-1. Going into the second quarter, or the second period, they were outshot on net 15-1. So
what did I tell you before we even went live?
You did call it. But yeah, also shout out to everybody who tuned in today. Shout out to everyone listening. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Oh, wait, no. One more. One Wicked Gaming suck it to everybody who was roasting my thighs. Like, what the fuck?
We love you and your thighs. And Mark, thank you so much again for coming on. Everybody, make sure you tune in to FlyQuest. 2 big games tomorrow. We got CS2 and League. MSI 2024 is well underway. We got FlyQuest versus T1, 4 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. If you can't wake up that early, or if you don't want to, the VODs are obviously available as well. Even though the Riot app logs me out every time, literally every day, I have to log back into it. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that.
Really?
But anyway, let's fucking go FlyQuest. FlyQuest is winning MSI. FlyQuest is winning Worlds. Big shout out to everybody who was chatting, gifting subs, gifting bits. The community was super active tonight. Really, really fucking love that. Absolutely love to see it. Get that old feeling back, and I absolutely love it. And order your FlyQuest jerseys now because again, if I see you once they start hoisting the hardware and then you start putting the orders in, you're gonna hear from me. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I'll check the emails, man. I'll send you the
Send it
emails
over.
so
Send
you
me a
can cross
spreadsheet.
reference.
Send me a spread. Docs everybody. But that's it. Also, NA is better than EU in pretty much every esport, so nobody forgets.
Except for
that.
Counter-Strike. Not even close at Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Let's
just
be real.
making a statement. Everybody can take that however they want it. This has been episode 387 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. We love you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Fight.